One final optimization that you should do in production is to run multiple node instances per processor core. When we just run a node command, it creates a process that uses a single CPU core. If you're running the command on a machine that has multiple CPU cores, you should start a different node process for each core. On this machine, I have 4 logical CPU cores, which means I need to run 4 different node processes. Node has a built-in module to help with that, the cluster module. I covered details about using the cluster module in the Pluralsight course about advanced Node.js. The PM2 tool that we're using in this course wraps the Node.js cluster module and offer a much simpler syntax to take advantage of Node's multi-core load balancing capabilities. All we need to do is to use the -i argument with the number of instances that we need to start, and we can use max to use all available CPU cores. We can also use the PM2 reload command to do a 0 downtime reload of all the running instances. So let's create a new script to run Node in production. I'll copy the dev script in here, and let's call this script start-prod. And it's the exact same command, except I don't need to watch, and I don't need the interpreter to be Babel Node because we're running natively through Node. We're also going to run this with the build directory. So instead of lib here, we're going to go with build. So consider the node path to be build and then start build server.js, and go ahead and use imax to use all the CPU cores on this machine. Since we're using PM2 for production and development, we could also name the process. So let's do --name, and I'm going to name this process as app_prod. And let's name the dev process as app_dev. So now if I check the logs of all the running processes, I would know which process is actually running. Another thing that we should do for the node process is to run it with node_env equal production. So if any script is using this node_env special environment variable, it will be set to production in that case. So we can test now. We can take a look at all the running PM2 processes with yarn PM2 status. And I see the server, which was our development process before we named it. So we can delete all the processes now. So now we have a clean PM2 status. We can run our start_prod script. So yarn start_prod. And you'll notice how PM2 started 4 processes for the app_prod project. This is because on this machine I have 4 different CPU cores. And PM2 is also going to load balance between these 4 processes automatically. I don't even have to configure any ports or anything. It will do that internally using Node.js cluster module. So we can test the application now and make sure everything is working as expected. This application is now ready for production. We can push all the changes to a server, run yarn to install dependencies, and then build for Webpack, build for Node, and then yarn start prod to start the server with production settings for PM2.